What's going on, people? It's your man, No IB, back once again. So, we've got some more, once again, unfortunate news concerning Tyson Fury. These were the guys who broke this story a few days ago. Tyson Fury, not very optimistic over Alexander Usyk showdown in Saudi Arabia as Andy Ruiz Jr. plans and Zhang plans end. And in fact, before we get onto this topic, I've just seen this. Stop it. I'm not going to read it out because obviously this one, detected in poultry workers. Stop it, people. The next one's coming. No doubt. Anyway, let's get to it. Tyson Scary has insisted he will not be optimistic that a fight with Usyk will take place until the pair finally meet in the ring. An undisputed heavyweight showdown was expected to take place at Wembley Stadium at the end of April, after Usyk agreed to take 30% of the split following a succession of public demands from Scary on social media. While those had all seemingly been met, talks then broke down over the terms for a proposed rematch. Usyk appears likely to fight Daniel Dubois next, after the WBA ordered the bout. But there is a suggestion, stop it, that the blockbuster clash with Fury could still take place this year, with Saudi Arabia pushing to reach a deal for a date in December. It would also likely involve Anthony Joshua taking on Deontay, the Twerkinator, Wilder on the same night, should the massive payday be agreed with all four fighters, with the two winners then going on to fight each other in 2024. This is waffle. Let's get to the quotes, man. Here we go. But again, these are the guys who actually got the quotes, but so shout out to the standard still. I hear all these names being chucked around. Ruiz, Frank Warren even threw in Dubois, Ruiz, Dubois, Ergovic, Zhang. But I don't pay them any heed until I'm actually in the ring with them. And this is the problem you see with Fury. Fury can sit there and say, oh, I don't listen to all these names because it don't matter until I'm in the ring with them. Yeah, but you're the gatekeeper. It's kind of like a cause and effect thing. Fair enough, yeah. I remember 2013. February, in fact. I even remember the month. February 2013. Tyson Fury was on IFL TV saying, oh, I'm really depressed because David Haye was playing around. I remember David Haye and Chisora. I think they both pulled out within close succession. And they were both trolling Fury on Twitter saying, oh, we're going to single-handedly end and ruin this guy's career. Now, Haye's a cornball. Chisora at that point was cornball too. So, I get that. But now Fury has become that gatekeeper. Yeah? I don't know what it is about this game. Or I guess it's more to do with the money bottom line. The money just changes people. Fury knows how it feels for people to play around it. And yet here he is. He knows how irritating it is to everyone involved. I mean, listen, me and Tyson Fury haven't seen eye to eye in the last decade, but in 2013, I was big on Tyson Fury. That David, honestly, he's one of the most classic pieces of TV. Go and watch David Haye, Tyson Fury ringside. I'm 6'9". I'm 6'9", 280 pounds of inside fightingness. Some of the lyrics there were he just stuck it all on David. And I believe that was the interview that broke David Haye. Yeah? It was honestly one of the most, I'd probably say for me, it's the most iconic Tyson Fury piece of all time. Just natural, not fluff. And you could tell he actually wanted it. These times, we get this kind of stuff. Oh, I'm not paying no attention because until I get in the ring with them, which I'm not going to do, because I'm not going to sign the contract. So what you know what I mean? What does this mean? Tyson Fury isn't in the marketplace, yeah? You have price makers and you have price takers. Fury's a price maker. He sets the standard. He said 70%. Usyk jumped at it. He then started backtracking and changing the rules. And that in itself is a clear example of he's going to fight a bum next. Yeah? That's what this means. I hear all these big names being chucked around. I'm not going to mention any of them because I'm not going to fight any of them. I'm going to fight a bum instead. And he confirms this later on. Here we go. As we've seen over the last 14 years, you can be linked to fight somebody and it never happens. I'm not very optimistic about any of these names until I'm actually in with them. Here's the confession. Here's a confession that he's definitely fighting a bum. On whether he will be in action in July, as rumoured, he added, one thing I can say is, if they're going to do something, then they better get their finger out. Time is ticking. They better hurry up. we're in May now. So this is 100% bum. I've got a video coming probably in the next week. Shockingly enough, Joe Parker's thrown his hat in them. I mean, yeah, come on now. That would actually make sense. Well, it wouldn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense for a world champion to be fighting Joe Parker. It doesn't make any sense for anyone, really. Joe Parker just went life and death with a cruiserweight and got punched up by Joe Joyce. So he ain't in the mix at all. But it makes sense because Fury likes them easy friend fights. Chisora, Parker. He likes them ones. He's comfortable. He's had 50 rounds with Chisora, plus God knows how much sparring. He's had a million rounds with Joe. He's comfortable. It's within his comfort zone. He knows he can go in there and really do what he wants with Chisora and do what he wants with Joe Parker. And that's where this is going, I believe. I'm not so sure about Mahmoud. But it's going to... In fact, no, I'm going to call it now. Fury's going to fight Joe Parker or Mahmoud Shah. That's what one of the angles is going to be. Because I could even see Mahmoud Shah is a kept woman in Dubai. That's just a fact. Look into it yourself, man. I can't go into too much details here, man, but you best believe it. Mahmoud Shah is a kept woman. He's kept by a prince, and that's how it goes down. 100%. Yeah, check his IG. My man drives around in Rolls Royce, and it don't make no sense. The guy ain't fought for 5 years. And it's not like he made a whole bunch. He kept woman, 100%. He kept zesty. Yeah? So, why is that relevant? Well, it might make sense if Fury's going to do a big Saudi deal in December, which doesn't look... I mean, he told us he ain't optimistic about any of them happening. So, whatever. But as far as Mahmoud Shah comes, or as far as Mahmoud Shah goes, it would make sense Fury fight kind of the Arab guy, and then it leads in, doesn't it? Or not? I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a bum. How about that? Yeah, scrap the technicals, scrap the kept woman or not, he's going to fight a bum. That's what we do know. The guy's going to be a shocker. Parker is at this point, what's Parker doing? Fair play to Parker. I actually respect him. He did come and have a go against Joe Joyce. He didn't flap it like he did against AJ. Big facts. Joe Parker flapped it against AJ. And the scary thing is, if Joe Parker had to come and actually had a go, he might have done all right, like Ruiz did. Ruiz come out a go, and look what happened. The big buff dude just fell apart and melted apart. We saw AJ's legacy and career melt away in our hands. It was like sand just seeping through when Ruiz popped him on top of his head. So anyway, but listen, Parker, yeah, they sent it not for a world champion. In fact, I mentioned the other day, not for a world champion who hasn't defended his titles for 2 years. Facts. The last time Fury fought anyone was Q4 2021. That's damn near 2 years ago. Well, it's definitely 18 months ago. How can a champion have two bum? But fair enough, yeah, Canelo. Listen, Canelo was, in all due respect, Canelo was fighting 3 times a year. When Canelo, yeah, would throw a bum in, he'd have 1 or 2 good fights per year and then a bum. For me, as long as you're really, you can't really argue with that. I'm not expecting, if you're fighting 3 times a year, yeah, it's not realistic for you to fight 3 red hot challengers every 4 months. It's not sustainable. But to be fighting once a blue moon like Fury is, and for that to be a bum. But we know, listen, I've got a video coming on my other channel. The WBC are completely corrupt, bottom line. Kinahan's touched them. That's what we do know for a fact. It's been touched. The same way the guy who exposed Tyson Fury, the farmer, Tyson Fury, yeah, got caught, popped with nandrolone in his system. And a farmer come out and said, oh, Tyson Fury paid me 30 bags to say it was my meat, my moody meat. The guy comes out and says, oh, Tyson, yeah, he said that. And then, obviously, Kinahan sent the goons over. And the guy came out, Martin Carefoot. And, I made it up. Made that make sense? Why would it don't make no sense to make that up. It makes him look bad. Where's the incentive for a guy to, it was my moody meat? Yeah? My meat's pumped full of steads. Don't make no sense. So for him to flip-flop like that, he'd been touched. Relevance, again, WBC, they stay touched. That's why I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, we've all seen them ones where it's been a year because a guy's injured. Yeah? Or for some other reason. Like fights have fallen through. I've never seen 18 months. The WBC hasn't even ordered anything. In fact, the WBC be talking about, Ruiz versus Wilder. What? You've got a champion. The champion's the one who should be taking on all challenges. You shouldn't be... Since when did Wilder become a gatekeeper? Now, he might be a good gatekeeper. Or we haven't... That's the thing. Wilder ain't even fighting no one either. It's like, well, Wilder isn't even a good gatekeeper. Because he ain't fought no one. He just got punched up by Tyson Fury 2 times. So a good gatekeeper would be someone, yeah. You know what, people? Wilder, he stayed fighting the best, and yeah, he's lost a few times, but he ain't a gatekeeper. He just fought Hellenius, for example. That's Wilder versus Hellenius is the perfect example why Wilder ain't a gatekeeper. Because he fight bums as well. He a bum slayer. Tyson Fury bum slayer. Wilder bum slayer. AJ lost his head. that's the sad thing here. AJ had the appetite to fight the best. He didn't have the appetite to let his balls hang. Yeah. AJ's happy to go in there and lose to the best, but that's no good for no one. That ain't doing nothing for no one. AJ happy to get punched up in Tottenham by the middleweight. That's no good for... You can't take that to the bank. Oh, here we go. Yeah? You can't take that to the bookies, can you? Oh, well, he'll fight the best, but he get punched up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I mean, if you didn't laugh, as far as boxing goes, if you didn't laugh at the situation, you'd cry. And let me triple down on Frank Warren's comments. Yeah? This is what Frank Warren said at the same time Fury made these statements. I want to get him out, Fury, whatever happens, and get back into the swing of things. You just fought a bum in December. All due respect to Chisora. Let's be real here. Chisora was never going to win nothing. He was never coming to win. Really, Chisora did catch a W, because we learned Fury can't punch for toffee. But anyway, back in the swing of things. Let's not forget that as well, people. Chisora was supposed to be the back in the swing of things fight. Well, he wants to get out before the February fight. It's just a bloody shame we wasted so much time on Usyk. There's lies, people. Lies. Yeah? This is the same thing I mentioned earlier about Tyson Fury talking about, there's so many fights that are mentioned and I don't think about it until they happen because they never happen. They never happen and it's cause and effect. Yeah? You didn't waste time on Usyk because it just happened. You wasted time on Usyk because you flapped it. And that's what I don't like about the boxing media, yeah? And I get it, because if you don't get put on. Do you understand? You have to be a sideman in this game. But that's why these guys, you won't see no one saying to Frank Warren, what do you mean it's a bloody shame? The guy accepted you 70%. What more was he supposed to do? Grab his ankles as well and let you pop him? That's the next logical step. Take 70% and, 100%. Take your trousers down and grab your ankles quick time. That's, you know what I'm saying? Whilst right. Oh, by the way, rematch clause. The problem we've got is the ones we wanted are all fighting. Stop it. The Zhang fight. Joyce. I wouldn't have gone with Joe next. He'll have to get a win first. We know. You said after the Chisora fight, we want Big Joe. What happened to that? Went quiet. Now, to be fair, I do believe half of that's on Joe, because a closed mouth don't get fed, but whatever. The fact of the matter is, all due respect to Joe, or to be fair to Joe weren't the one who said, Fury, I want you next. Explicitly. Fury, again, he is the price maker. He sets the scene. He makes the market. So, if he says you're next, he should be next. But he's lying. That's what this proves. And I don't understand here how anyone, and you got to bear in mind, go and watch my video from 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. I was saying, I'm not a hater. When people do things well, yeah, they get respect. What we ain't going to do is suck people off, yeah, to try and get put on. That's what we ain't going to do, because there's too much of that going around. There's too many dudes, yeah, in this game who just stay on their knees, just blowing, to get put on. And that's why the world is going twinkified, yeah? That's why there's so many femboys just popping out of the place everywhere, because there's no, and I'm not saying I'm the most solid dude, yeah, but what I ain't going to do is suck whoever off needs to be sucked off to get put on. There's got to be a limit where we say, you know what, man, the truth is the truth. And Simon Jordan's a classic of this. Simon Jordan, yeah, he give it out because he's on the Frank Warren payroll as such. He give it out to Eddie and Conor. And listen, Eddie and Conor, they deserve to get theirs. When it comes to Tyson Fury, he's stum. He ain't say nothing. Yeah, he ain't say nothing. He stays chilling. Let's not forget this. December, yeah, December 22, when the Usyk fight fell through. Jordan was out here saying, it's a problem with the stadium. The stadium can't get built. But they're fighting. But Tommy Fury and Jake Paul were fighting in February. It's a logistics problem, location. Where'd that come from? That never... Who made that one up? Yeah? It's definitely not the fact that Usyk's already signed and Fury's hanging out. Anyway. Joe Joyce will have to get a win first, and obviously Daniel will have a look around and see what's available. Come on now. It's Big Joe. It's Joe Parker or Mahmoud Shah. Now, Mahmoud Shah, he's so thirsty. Yeah. Mahmoud Shah, he's been a kept woman for so long, yeah, in Dubai. He's forgotten what it's like to be a man in that sense. And he just stay begging. Truth be known, he just stay begging. Make sure I come. Oh, stop, people. That's what he be on. Just begging. Tyson, make sure I come. Oh, the guy corny, man. And he stay being corny as well. Just begging Fury to get put on. Now, no one likes. People like to chase. Yeah, no one likes to. Even Fury, he loves to fight a bum, yeah, but even he'd be turned off. That's how thirsty Mahmoud is. And I can't really blame Mahmoud, because when you've been turned out, yeah, when some next prince done, you've been blowing your back out for God knows how many years, it's natural to kind of adopt that new gender role, yeah? And that's what he's done. He's used to getting things with his hands open kind of thing. So if I beg my Saudi daddy for a Rolls Royce, he get put on. Or if I beg Tyson Fury, do you know what I mean? No one's there. You can see where the lines are blurred here. Anyway, he's fighting a bum. That's what. Listen, this video could have been 10 seconds long. I could have come on here and said, "Listen, Tyson Fury fighting a bum." And if I'm wrong, yeah, I'll take it back and say I was wrong. Unlike most of these cornballs. Most of these cornballs, they just skeet over it like they weren't wrong. If I'm wrong and he fights a top fight, I'll give him credit for doing what he's supposed to do. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell 100%.